What up? My name is Brad. Welcome back to Pokemon Masters. Now, I wanted to make this video. We're going to go through the pros and the cons of Pokemon Masters to kind of determine a little bit better if it's free-to-play friendly. So if you enjoy it, make sure you sub, do all that stuff. It is greatly appreciated. I felt it was only right to make it because as much as a content creator, yes, I'm hyped for the game, I realize it's a mobile game, it's a gacha game, that can always be a little bit dangerous. You know, if you got small children paying for it and stuff like that, of course you can link a Nintendo account. Parents can do this or that. Parents don't really do that. Some parents do, some don't. So, definitely want to make this video to at least kind of explain some of the bullet points. So I'm going to go through the best of my ability and explain those to you. Like I said, make sure you sub if you enjoy. Keep an eye out for Pokemon Masters on the channel. It's going to be all over once the official game comes out. I'm just going to list it on the left side of the screen. So right where you see the changing canvas over there, it'll pop up with the pros and cons so you can keep track as we go along. I'm going to make cuts in between each, so it might be a little jumpy, but it'll hopefully explain a little bit better than me just rambling. Okay, first point we're going to have is no energy system, which it doesn't seem like much, but it's very good because most games that I've played at least have some form of energy system and you have to refill using in-game currency. Legends has crystals, Dokkan has dragon stones. I haven't played too many other mobile games, but pretty much most games have it, minus like Pokemon Go and stuff like that, where basically if you run an event, you have to use energy. With this game, you don't have to do that. So there's no running in it, you can just do it as much as you want. Now there are certain courses, like these super strike ones and these just the super courses in general. That'd be strike, it'd be strike, support, whatever else. That's the different character types. You can only run these a certain amount of times every day to get the items, but it's not a huge deal because you do have the base ones. So if you really want to level a character up, you can always run the level up course, and it doesn't matter, you can do it as many times as you want to. You can go online and co-op as many times as you want to. So if I wanted to do co-op, I could do that as many times. That's always great. You can run the storyline to get items, or if you just want to play it, sure. But if you just want to play it, you can do it as often as possible. No energy system is a big positive in my mind because I hate using Chrono Crystals in Dragon Ball Legends to refill my energy. I hate it so much. So I'll take it. I'm glad with that. Okay, so this next one is a bit more for when the release actually comes out. Right now there's not too much that's going on with it really, but you have co-op. So you can run co-op with friends and everything, and so far from what I've seen, it's actually kind of fun. Keep an eye out the next couple days. I do have videos coming out going through like this main story where it says main story co-op, and it's actually kind of cool. So you can team up with people. I do want to do some live streams where I post my code up here and you guys can run events with me and all that kind of stuff. That's super dope. I'm a big fan. Basically how it works, I don't want to show you the entire video, but how it basically works is you have 3 trainers who all battle together and they each get 3 Pokemon on each side of the field. So you have 9 Pokemon v 9 Pokemon and 9 trainers, whatever else. So there's a lot of combinations that can happen. There's combo attacks that can go into it. It's actually pretty cool. It's a little bit slow because I don't think you can speed it up because everybody would have to be sped up or nobody has to be sped up. So it's a little slow in that sense, but if you're playing with a bunch of friends, it's actually pretty fun. I'm a pretty big fan so far. Okay, next point we got to get to is the shop. So looking at the shop, this is going to start the overall shop point of this. So scout points. I want to start there because I think it's a very important part. So scout points are right up here. So you can see I have 54 out of 400 scout points. And what that means exactly is once you fill that number up, so you get 400 scout points from doing summons. So per single summon you do, you get 3 scout points, which is nothing, for 300 gems. Hopefully it's really free to play friendly on the amount of gems they give you. But getting 3 points is not that amazing. It's not that amazing. You get 30 per multi, which is a little bit better, I guess. It's not too bad. And you have to get up to 400 to get that. The only issue I have with it, the actual scout points being in it are positive, as you can tell by putting these pros, just being there, but it's a negative in the sense of it resets every single banner. So like this banner ends on 9/2 of 2019, so if I don't amass 400 scout points by then, that resets. I feel like that's way too high of a number. 200 would have been okay. I could have actually probably dealt with that. That's really not that bad. Another thing I'll throw in with the gems being here, we have the daily discounts. So daily discounts can be amazing. You know, in any game, it's really cool to have. You can get really good stuff off it. The problem that I'm seeing with Masters so far, and this is a con thing as well, I want to go through each of these things and kind of jump back a little bit, but daily discount, you have to pay for it. There's no free gems. So if you click on it, you can see I have non-paid 270 gems. That means I've farmed them up in the game. I've already done, 8 singles and a multi, I think, to get the points that I have, the scout points. But this one I'd have to pay for gems to do a daily discount. It's not horrendous if you're making content like I am. Like, I would be doing that every day. I'd probably be making. There's no point not to at that point, you know what I mean? Because every single day you can just do a single summon, then that's great for a discounted price. Cool. But if you're just a person who wants to play free, I could see how that's very, very, very annoying. I don't know why they decided to split it up between non-paid and paid and all this stuff. It's really kind of a pain in the butt. But, I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, you know, at this point, it's like, either you dig it or you don't. I would say go into the game with a very positive mind that it's going to be alright. From what I've looked up about the company and everything, people have told me about the company that makes it, DNA. They've worked on a couple other mobile games, and they've been pretty free-to-play friendly. Pokemon Go is pretty free-to-play friendly because they realize they have a very young audience. You go too hard on it, it's going to be an issue. The only other point I'll really touch on right here is going to be prices. This is the thing that you need to use discretion when you're playing a gacha game or a mobile game, because I get, you know, oh, whatever, I'll just spend $12.99 for the 1500, I can do a multi. In the overall real world, is that worth it? You know what I mean? It's like, if you have $83 in your bank account, do you want to drop 80 bucks on 9,800 of them? Don't do that. It's not a good idea. Maybe do some dailies, you know, drop the four bucks to get 400 of them. Do a couple dailies and stuff like that. I get it. I understand. Now, if you're loaded and everything, by all means, summon away. I'm not going to stop you. But don't struggle too hard, and don't look down on the game for charging prices like that, because there's going to be whales, for example, like me, that are going to jump in and pay those kind of prices because you have a YouTube channel or you're loaded or whatever else. They're going to pay that. So it's like the option is there, but you got to have a little discretion, and you got to kind of realize that, hey, you know, I'm going to put it underneath cons because it is very, very pricey. The only other game I've seen tap that high at $80 was Dissidia, and I stopped playing Dissidia because the second they started requiring it, I was like, I'm out. No, thank you. Yeah, I don't need to summon for weapons instead of actual characters. I'm good. Whole different game, but it's like, that's the only game I've seen tap that high. I think Digimon Lynx was that high too, but I didn't get far enough to where I even thought about purchasing it, so regardless. Okay, we'll get back into positives for a second. So taking a look at how many characters are in a banner. As far as I can tell, I think there's 43 total, but we'll say roughly, let's say 40 is an average, right? And from what I've gotten, even my 3-star characters are very useful. I've had no issues with it. So I think so far, characters have been very, very good, even if they're lower starred. And you're able to upgrade your character stars too. So say I don't have the items to do it because this is essentially the beta. But and say I wanted to increase the potential, more than likely you'd probably do your starter because this Pikachu's like busted. But either way, more than likely you'd probably do your starter, but you can see right here where I'm gaining this star. So I don't know how you get that item yet. That might be a paid for item, that might be a very grindy item in the story, but it is at least a little bit better. So if you pull the 3 characters you really, really want, and I cannot stress enough, reset your game. So when you download the game, grind out the story real quick. It'll take you literally like 30 minutes. It's a very, very fast story. Grind out the story real fast, or level up one Pokemon to 75 real quick, and then just clean it out real quick. Do a couple summons, because I know the banner is going to start with guaranteed 5-star multis, which is awesome. At least that's what they tweeted out instead. I think they tweeted it out, but I heard that on Twitter, so you're fine. But for heard on the internet, it's true, you know what I mean? No, but definitely reset, re-roll your game as many times as you have to get the best possible account you can get. So if you know for sure you want to start with Chris and Totodile, re-roll till you get that. And that could be one of your main pairs you have. You know what I mean? Just be smart about it. Don't just jump into a game like, I got nothing, whatever. Re-roll it. You got plenty of time. You may as well. When you're starting a game, you want to start a mobile game fresh, and you want to get the characters you really want to get. You know what I mean? That's just my personal recommendation. Like, I just restarted a Dokkan account, for example, and I re-rolled and re-rolled and re-rolled and re-rolled until I got 9 LRs in like 200 stones. It was the best I've ever gotten, and I was like, alright, sweet. I'm chilling. This is my account now. And that's what I did. It takes a little bit of effort, but put the effort in. It'll pay off in the end, I promise. And the last final thing I will touch on, and then we will get into my actual review of it. I don't really do reviews. I'm not very good at reviews. I like to just talk and chit-chat. But good story characters so far. So for example, Slacking. I'm able to solo most of the very hard trainings with just Slacking. Not solo it, but you know what I mean. I'm able to take out the main boss guy with just him. And that's great, just being a 3-star. Now, I don't know how you pull more of them. So when you pull a dupe of a character, for example, I've pulled a bunch of Bryson. So now his, what is it called? I haven't played in a couple days. His sync move, which is basically like his super powerful move or whatever else, is powered up because I've pulled him multiple times. So you don't get dupes that boost your stats. They boost the overall damage of your sync move. As far as I can tell, I haven't really tested too in depth to see how that overall works. But dupes aren't something you really want to aim for too hardcore in this game, because it doesn't seem to be too prevalent. You want to get more stars, so levels and all that kind of stuff, and your overall stats can increase, but not necessarily pulling dupes. Obviously it's going to happen, but either way, story characters are phenomenal. Like, you unlock Tyranitar and Brock from, like, just right in the middle of the game, and he's amazing. He gets guaranteed crit hits, he hits the entire other side of the field, he's fast, he can boost his attack with his item, all that kind of stuff. If you're wondering all the stuff I'm talking about, go check out some of the videos I got on my channel. I uploaded the entire story all the way through, either here or on Radical 2.0. There's a couple of videos over there as well. But check it out. You can see a little bit of how the battles work and all that kind of stuff. And I go a tiny bit more in depth than I do here, because I'm not going to really show any kind of battling right now. This is just explaining. Either way, in-game characters seem to be very good so far. Of course, you're going to get more busted pairs. I don't know if we're going to get crazy stuff like Giovanni and Mewtwo. It'd be sick. But I don't know. So of course you're going to have characters that are going to outclass those. But if you find some characters you really like, you can get in and just kind of dig into the game, really get in there. Be careful about spending money. I can't say it enough, because I see so many people on Legends that hate Legends because they spend money and they get nothing. And that's what gacha games are based around. So you just got to be careful about it, because if you're jumping in and you're like, I'm going to spend $50 and I'm going to get it, sometimes you're not. Your boy has spent I spent $175 to get Super Vegito. And I pulled him on a single after I spent that. It happens. You just have to kind of realize it's going to happen sometimes. So play it smart, get in and enjoy it. I will put up my friend code all on Twitter, that kind of stuff, if you want to follow me at Radical YT on Twitter. So if you want to follow me there, feel free to. Keep an eye out for Masters. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be on the channel. I did set up with Razor Chicken, if you know who that is. I play Legends with him. We're going to do some kind of collab at the beginning. I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe we'll do summon video together or something, battle each other. I don't know how that works. We'll see how it all happens when it comes out. Game is dated right now for August 29th. We'll see if it actually comes out then. 2019. We'll see if it actually comes out then. If it does, fantastic. And if you have an Android device, you can just get it right now. Just go get it. You just download an APK, go get a VPN. You can use like I've been using 3 or 4 different free VPNs on the Google Play Store, and I just cancel subscription. Bodied. I'm not paying $98. Sorry. But either way, let's get in. Let's get out of here. And I realized I totally didn't give an official score. I do want to kind of score it a little bit. So I think out of 10, if I had to give it free to play, I'd probably say a 7. Because the prices are really high. The characters have a very low pull rate, which is pretty standard, honestly. But if you're on like a featured banner, you obviously want to see higher percentages. Whatever else. When the actual game comes out, hopefully it'll be a little bit different on that. But yeah, I would give it a 7 out of 10 on free-to-play viability, so to speak. How much can you actually jump in and just dig the game and go from there? Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I'll catch you around. Thank you so much for watching my stuff. I do appreciate you. If you got any questions, let me know down below. I've been playing the game a fair amount. As you can tell, my level 75s and everything. If you have any questions about stuff, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. If you're just talking trash, I'm probably just going to delete your comment, but that's about standard practice, so have a good one. Deuces.